What's going on, Internet? It is Matt and Joe and Adam for another edition of the BallPark.
Woo!
Winter meetings
Yeah,
are going on.
we have some
It's very
big
exciting.
news. Okay.
Yeah, big news. Vince Velasquez signed with the Pirates. Huge, crazy, huge move. Not at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're the
The
Pirates.
big moves so far have just been Turner and DeGrom. Although,
and Verlander.
Oh yeah, Verlander. God.
And Chris Martin.
Cannot Verlander.
Boy.
Sorry, Joe.
Verlander.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was. Yeah, I don't know. Those have been the only big moves so far for the last day and a half. But I imagine we'll get a few more today. Aaron Judge got offered 360
10 years, 360 from the Giants.
The Giants, yep. Yankees will probably match that or go over it.
To be honest,
I guess.
I think anyone signing Judge to a 10-year contract's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna lie.
Like, especially a guy that after the end of it is going to be about 40. Like, Trey Turner is going to be 40 when he's done. If you're going to sign someone, like, have him be under 30. Like, Carlos Correa is going to be the 20 or 38 by the time a 10-year contract would be done. The same 10-year contract he's going to get from the Twins. Probably today. Assuming the meetings go well. And I don't know if there's another meeting going on yet, but there was a meeting late last night, which is a very good thing. I haven't heard how it went. No one has said anything about it. Regardless.
It'll be interesting.
It's been crazy. It's been a crazy 24 day and a half here of moves. Like, I just can't believe that Justin Verlander is a fucking Met. Like, that one's the craziest to me.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised at the amount of money they signed him for.
Yeah,
that is a lot of money.
What was it? Like, wasn't it like 86 or something?
Something like that,
yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then the other big surprise, I wasn't surprised this team signed him, but I was surprised at the amount of years Trey Turner got.
Yes.
Because that feels like a lot.
Years, like, he's how old right now?
He is 30. So he'll be 41 by the time the contract is up.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Does he have any opt-outs in that contract? Just
nope,
contract?
I think there are 0 opt-outs.
Yeah.
Dang.
I think it's just a solid 11 years with a full no trade. I mean, obviously, he can, request a trade. He can waive that.
Yeah.
And request a trade. But, that offers some good security for the Phillies. And I'm sure Turner wants to stick around Philly. I think he's from around there, so.
I think he is as well.
I think he's East Coast guy.
I mean, you look at that deal, like 11 years, $300 million. Like, sounds great, right? He's in 3rd games. If he loses his speed, what are the Phillies going to do with him?
Yeah, half his game is gone. If he's still going to be a great hitter, he's still going to have a decent amount of power. But if he loses his speed, that's half his game.
Yeah,
no one's going to want that contract.
Yeah, and being optimistic, he has 3, maybe 4 years left of his prime, and then full regression. I understand the idea of the 11-year contract, but for fuck's sake, if you're going to offer 11 years, offer it to Correa. He's 28, going on 29. You've got at least 5-6 years of him being in his prime at
very,
the
very
very
good,
least.
Yeah.
And then the rest, he's going to struggle, but 5-6 years. Okay, put together a championship team in that time frame. It's not hard to do that, especially with some of the free agents that have been out there the last few years.
My, from what I understand too, from what I've been reading, it's been reported that Aaron Judge had a massive contract offer for about 10 years from the Giants.
Yeah, 10 years, $360 million.
And that is the type of player you want to give 10-year deals to, because his skill set is not going to go away. You don't just lose power, you can, but like if you're Jose Abreu, like
power.
But not in a guy of that size. Like, look at Nelson Cruz. He hit 45 home runs or something in his age 30, 38, 39 season. There's definitely a world where you can see Aaron Judge doing that. He plays in right field for whoever for a handful of years.
Yeah, like
and then
2-3 years.
DH, and then he just crushes everything. Like you go from playing solid defense in right field to primary DH,
and
you just continue to mash for the rest of your career. Like, that's what I'm predicting for Aaron Judge in a future Hall of Fame career.
See, if I were a GM, the kind of contract I'd sign Aaron Judge to would be a lengthy contract, like 8-9 years, but an opt-out up to 5 or 6.
Yeah, that would be a good contract, especially for Judge, because let's face it, with the opt-out, if it's a player opt-out, imagine if he does something like he did this year. Just imagine that. He could opt out and get $400-500 million, maybe more, just for that reason. Like, he's got the potential to hit 60 plus home runs in a year. Okay. Like, that would be the perfect deal for Judge, and that would give him so much more than just your basic. He's a right fielder doing DH for 10 years, and watching his skill set diminish and possibly not being able to move him if he gets injured and loses some of his power.
I don't know the sources here. I don't know who the source. Like, I don't trust anybody on Twitter for unless they have a check mark, or if it's Jeff Passan or Ken Rosenthal. Even then, like I still trust them quite a bit, but they've been wrong in the past too.
When they're wrong, it's not on something as big.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's years or money or whatever. Like, it's things like that. And you can forgive stuff like that. Like,
so some Twitter user, never heard of him. It's just John. It's like John to like a string of numbers, like 277.
Yes.
Random numbers. Per Jesse Rogers, Cubs have made an offer or have offers on the table to Correa and Trey Mancini and Josh Bell, among others.
I follow a lot of Cubs reporters. That guy is so wrong, it's not even funny.
Yeah, this is John or Jesse Rogers, because
Jesse Rogers hasn't tweeted anything about that. But,
okay, because Jesse Rogers is a name I've heard before.
Yeah, he is trustworthy when it comes to Cubs stories.
Okay.
But the thing with him is, a few years back, he made a comment about how Cubs offered somebody a contract, I believe, and that was false. But that was like the only one story that was wrong from him over the past couple of years.
So the reason I bring this up too is because it gives me a little bit of hope. Because this guy I've never heard of before. No idea. Like,
who he is.
John 27. Yeah, he's not even like paying for Twitter Blue or anything.
Yeah.
He did also say he believes Cubs will land Swanson, and the bad news is he doesn't believe Cubs will make a better offer than the Twins for Correa, which I could actually see happening. And that's me just being hopeful. I could actually see the Twins making a big, like a huge offer because they already have. They've offered him 10 years, and we don't know the dollars amount, but
yeah, I know the report I've been seeing regarding the Cubs is they can't get Correa. They're going to try to get Swanson and Bogarts, which, if that's the case,
or Bogarts.
What?
I would say more likely or Bogarts.
Yeah, likely more, but I've heard and.
Yeah.
So.
I've been seeing reports of them trying to get both, so. But either way, it's an interesting conundrum because, like, Cubs could get Correa, yes, which I wouldn't be against. He's 28, going on 29, as I said. I like Correa. I like Swanson. And Bogarts is an interesting idea.
Here's my thing about this.
What?
So the reason now there might be a little bit of bias here,
of course,
just reckless speculation. But if I'm the Cubs, I like Swanson and Bogarts more because the Cubs aren't quite ready to be all-out World Series contenders, playoff contenders. They're not quite there yet. I believe that the Cubs need a few more pieces. Now, maybe they go out and get them this offseason, but Carlos Correa doesn't help that nearly as much as Swanson or Bogarts, who are far cheaper, would help that. Because the Cubs need far more than just a good shortstop, a superstar shortstop to fill that role. They need
a center fielder as well.
A really good option at short, a really good center fielder. They like a Michael Conforto or Brandon Nimmo. They need all these pieces.
You leave Nimmo out of this. He's going to the Red Sox.
No, you guys actually get Haniger.
Oh God! Are we bringing that back?
Please stop.
No, the Red Sox 100% going all in on Haniger.
God, I swear, if that happens, we are recording another ballpark, and we are just laughing the entire episode.
I am.
You're gonna pay him $15 million for no reason, and it's gonna be pointless, and it's gonna be great. Brandon Nimmo will probably be a Cub.
I'm gonna say this right now. I am getting sick and tired of Red Sox ownership being cheap asses.
Bruh, you haven't been a Twins fan for your entire life. You want to talk about cheap? Oh man, I'm finally in an era where the Twins are actually spending money, and it's great.
I have a question to you.
You guys have Chris Sale. Like,
I got a question to ask you, Matt.
What?
Are the Twins tickets the highest tickets in all baseball? Do you pay the highest ticket price to go see a baseball game? No. All right then, shut up.
Ooh, hold up. No, I don't know if I can. I got to check something here because Scott Boras. There's a video of him talking about the pursuit of
Correa.
The Twins' pursuit of Correa. So I don't know how long this is. It doesn't appear to be all that long. 22 seconds.
Of course, Correa's a Scott Boras. God damn it! I hate him too. I hate him.
He has all the great players as his clients. Which,
hold up. So he said something about being in the deep ocean.
I cannot stand that man.
Yeah. Unrelated to baseball.
So yeah, it sounds like the Twins are just full head of steam into Correa, which gives me a lot of hope.
He's their all or nothing option.
Yeah, he's the all or nothing guy right now. Unless Bogarts or Swanson Now, if Correa does go to San Francisco or to the Cubs, the Twins will likely pivot to Swanson or Bogaerts.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out that when people write stuff, when write articles and stuff, they need to use the right form of resign and put
it's
something in between.
Resign is the word that most people use. Resign is a hyphen. I've been using that lately.
It's confusing.
So it throws you off.
Like, personally, just use the Z for when somebody's resigning from the position in the team. Like, that's perfect. And then hyphenate or don't and use the S for when they resign. Like, that's how I would do it.
Where do we think Carlos Rodon is going to go? My bet is Yankees currently. He feels like a Yankee. I don't know what it is about him. It just feels like that arm that the Yankees always end up with somehow.
Yeah.
Like Garrett Cole, the fucking, because he's that level of pitcher. He's that Garrett Cole type. Garrett Cole has fallen off big time. He is no longer ace of aces.
Yeah.
I'm going with the meme of he's going to Colorado.
I can see Rodon just going to a West Coast team.
Join his friend.
What's up?
Oh, he's going to join his friend Chris Bryant. Aren't they both former Cubs? No,
they're not. Rodon's from the White Sox.
Yeah. Okay. I thought Rodon pitched for the Cubs for a little bit.
No. You're probably thinking of Bondone.
Yeah. Fucking.
Cubs closer.
Was his name Carlos too? I don't remember.
I think it was
Rondon. Something Rondon. He was bad. It was real bad.
He wasn't bad at first. He was good, but he started falling off a cliff after 2014, 2015, something like that. Hector Rondon. Yeah.
That's what it was. Anyway, you were saying, Joe, I cut you off. Or Adam, I cut you off.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I see Rodon going to I would say Houston or San Diego, maybe even Oakland.
Oakland ain't spending any money.
I know, but it's just I have a funny feeling he's going to the West Coast, and if he is, I think we're going to see him fail miserably.
So West Coast. If it's the West Coast, it's going to be probably the Dodgers. That just makes sense.
I don't know if the Dodgers would be interested in him.
Interesting.
You go from one. What do you got, Joe?
Japanese star outfielder Masataka Yoshida will be posted Wednesday.
Oh, yep. I did see that too. He's a very big piece, and I imagine that will be the Yankees' focus as they miss out on Judge. I just don't see the Yankees getting one of the shortstops.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. They have, and they really, really like.
They love
for whatever reason they love him. I don't know why. And then the Dodgers really like Gavin Lux, so I don't see them getting one of the big shortstops. They don't want to spend that much. If they're going to get one of the big shortstops, it would likely be a Xander Bogaerts on a 4 or 5 year deal for fucking
$100 million,
$30 million. Yeah, it would be a low end. Still a very, very a lot of money, but a low end for a superstar. A short-term contract with 25 to 30 million.
Through your superstar type of contract.
Yeah, and probably with an opt-out similar to the Correa contract last year. Probably with a bunch of opt-outs. That's my gut reaction to this. I don't see the Yankees currently as contenders for Correa. Now they are focusing on Judge. If they get Judge, That scares me because then the Giants could very well focus. But they do have, like, every team that is looking at these shortstops outside of the Phillies
are looking
have
at
a
Judge
hole,
as well.
Has a hole at shortstop. Like, the Phillies have, like, they filled their hole. They had a hole at shortstop. They had Bryson Stott, but, you know, that's a young guy. You consider that a hole. Like, the Cubs have Nico Horner, who, you know, he could easily be moved. That's a bit of a hole, but
Nico's good, but you put him at second base, and he becomes like a Gold Glove rat over there. Like
that's what I'm saying too. Like, the only other team with an actual somewhat of a need is the Cubs.
Yeah.
Or shortstop, because I can see Gavin Lux being one of these top shortstops in the next couple years in the free agent market, like being in a similar group of players like a Dansby Swanson. He's not going to get the big check, but he will get a lot of money.
Yeah. But it's also kind of funny because I've been checking. I know the Orioles made an interesting signing in Omar Mazzara to a minor league contract.
That is a very interesting signing. It's like for me, that signing indicates like the Orioles wanting to try and develop a former like potential like big power bat. Like, Mazzara was like one of those guys that came up that was like, yeah, this guy is, you know, going to be really good, and then he kind of wasn't.
I don't think it would be too far to say that, like, Nomar Mazzara might have been like the person who have been the type of player Judge has become. Like, decent fielder, great power. So, but he was with the Rangers when he first came up, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yep. He was, and he hit like a 500-foot home run in Texas, and then he bounced around for a while. Like, I wanted Nomar Mazzara to be really good. I did. I was kind of cheering for him. So it's cool that he's picked up on a team that desperately needs outfielder help.
Yeah.
And he'll probably crack the opening day roster. That's, you know, I thought that was a really interesting move.
Yeah. It's interesting, but I have a bad feeling about a lot of things as well. Because I'm looking at the Orioles as kind of like, I'm worried they're going to fall into the Pittsburgh problem. And I mean that in the sense of like, they have the talent there to compete.
Yeah.
But they're
speaking of cheap owners,
going to destroy them. What?
Speaking of cheap owners, Pittsburgh. There we go.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Remember
Reds.
2015?
God damn.
Like 2015.
I do want to remember 2015. That was kind of a fun year for the Twins, but overall, you know, that was a different time.
But I just remember 2015, and the Pirates were good that year. They were. They were in the wild card, but they had to deal with the Cardinals in their division, and Cubs were the second wild card team, and their future was bright. Then everything fell apart. And I'm surprised how fast it fell apart, too. Like, a team like that shouldn't have fallen that. What?
They traded half of their future for fucking Chris Archer. It was just terrible. Awful.
Yeah, like, and even then, like, I don't begrudge that trade, or more accurately, I didn't begrudge that trade.
I thought it was a great trade.
Yeah.
You trade some young, unproven minor leaguers with high ceilings for a former Cy Young contender.
Yeah.
Like, that's a brilliant move. I would have made that move too.
9 times out of 10, any GM would have made it. But everything just fell apart after that, and it was disheartening because I really want to see the Pirates doing well, just like I want to see the Reds actually do something more than what they did this year. Like, I love it when there's a division that has no clear front runner. Like, you give me a division like that, and I'm happy. Because I know by September, you're going to have 3-4 series that have major implications, and you will fucking love each and every pitch of those games.
Oh, I think Adam's drinking the copium again because he knows the Cubs are going to be bad, and his entire division sucks.
I'm already.
When the Brewers are your best team, you're not a good division. Maybe the Cardinals. Cardinals have Arenado.
I'm soaking up that copium right now because the Red Sox are going to do absolute garbage this year.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's also another name we haven't mentioned at all. Kodai Senga, I believe his name is.
I'm excited for that guy. I hope. I hope he goes somewhere fun and not the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yankees
are basically anywhere but the Yankees.
Or Dodgers, I'll be happy with.
I guess the Dodgers too. And I'm also that Masataka Yoshida is exciting too. I just get really excited for Japanese players. I don't know why.
Because they bring in a lot more than just what you're used to.
Yeah, it's the funky batting stances, the weird pitches. Yeah. Like ever since Daisuke Matsuzaka was in MLB, whatever, the show 10 or something, or like 7.
That was almost 20 years ago, something like that.
That was a really long time ago.
God. I mean, even then, though, like, I know there's been a lot of teams linked to Senga. I know the Cubs were. I believe the Twins were. Yankees, Dodgers. Perhaps the Giants were as well. But he's going to get a pretty paycheck when he comes over.
No, they'll both get big time checks because they're both. So the thing with Ohtani, this was very interesting to me. He didn't get a big payday because he was under 25. If you're over 25, for people that don't know, and you get posted, it has to work more like an international draft or an international signing. Like, so you sign a kid from Cuba, or the Dominican Republic. You can only pay him a certain amount. You can only pay him I think like a max of like 3 or 4 million.
Yeah,
I think that's the max you can pay him. But with these other two guys, with Kodai Senga, who's 28 or 9.
Yeah, I think 29.
And Matsuzaka or Masataka, who is
29.
26 or 27? 29?
I don't think he's that old. Or I don't think 29. He's that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think he's 29 as well. With those guys, they're going to get decent contracts. Since Senga has played in Japan for so long, he's been in Japan for longer than Masataka has. He's played in the MPB for longer, so he is just an outright free agent, whereas Masataka is posted. So teams will have to bid for his services.
Yeah. Which, those of you who don't know about the NPB, it is the Japanese baseball equivalent of the MLB. And if you look at some of their stadiums, like, you will not look at an MLB stadium the same way.
It's like their first or second biggest sport over there. I think
it might be the biggest sport, unless soccer is bigger. But soccer is just bigger everywhere. So
I think soccer and baseball are actually tied in Japan.
I think what I've read. This is from something I read maybe last year or a couple years ago, something like that. Apparently, the biggest sport in all of Japan, and get this, it's professional wrestling. Like, no joke.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like the biggest sport in Japan.
Well, I know that they have the Tokyo Dome, which is pretty much like it is what Madison Square Garden is to Americans.
Yep.
Like, you performed there, you made it. End of story. And if you sell that place out, you could retire and look at that with a smile and say, I made it.
That. I am awesome.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, people are also saying Rodon to the Yankees, which is interesting. Some dude is trying to manifest. Another Yankees fan is saying sign Carlos Correa. That ain't gonna happen. They're like IKF.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
that's actually me.
him.
That's my alt account.
Yeah. Are you a guy? Are you? Is your name? Wait. Is that actually? That kind of looks like you. I'm not gonna lie. Except a bit skinnier.
Oh god.
I was like, it has the guy's name is his account name is Robert.
That's my middle name.
Just so happens to be your middle name. So I was like, hold up, wait, this might wait.
No, I don't have an
alt account there for a second. The Yankees fan alt account.
Joe, if it was you, Matt would have purchased tickets to visit you for a couple of days.
It would
just ignore whatever he brings with.
Just maybe to yeah. Burn all your Yankees hats.
Yeah.
Fucking traitor.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a Red Sox fan.
It would have been funny if I had an alt account that was just like, yeah, Yankees copium, let's do this. We're gonna sign this guy.
That would be really funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But what are your big predictions on where you think Judge will go?
San Francisco. That's all three of them for me. I am on the now. I expect him to go to the Yankees, or I kind of expect him to go back, but like I don't know if he can turn down that offer. Like the Yankees really have to go all out to get him, or they have to give him $380 in 10 years or something.
I would say 410, but that's me.
Like that's what they have to go if they're going to bring him back, because he's kind of soured on the Yankees according to reports. Like that. Yeah. Like he laughed at 216 last year when they were talking extension.
Yeah.
See, and my heart's telling me
2 years, 16 million, 216 million for however many years. I don't remember, but
you see, my heart's telling me he's going to go to the Red Sox. And I know my heart's wrong because there's no way in hell the Red Sox.
If he goes to the Red Sox, I will actively cheer. I will celebrate.
Yeah.
But my brain's telling me he's going to go to either the Dodgers or the Angels. That's what my brain's telling me.
Him on the Angels. That would be fun.
The Angels are interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting. I don't know if they'll spend that money, and I don't think they're in on him. But that would be very interesting if they randomly started viewing him as an option for some reason.
Yeah.
That's why I'm expecting the Giants or maybe the Dodgers. I could see the Dodgers as well, but I think it's Giants. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that he accepts a different deal.
I think if he's going to the West Coast, I think he might go to the Padres if they are actually in on him. And if that's the case, I have
a hard time believing he'd be going to the Padres. For some reason, my brain is just like, no, it's hard time seeing it.
I know, but I just remember seeing a report right before we started recording, and it was from MLB account. I think it might have been Morosi or Passan. I don't remember which one posted it.
Hey, hold up. Here's an interesting tidbit. The Yankees are expected to meet with Brandon Nimmo.
Wait, what?
Oh, please, God, no. No.
Wait, what?
Because, yeah, this is really interesting because that might, if there's anything serious behind this, Judge is gone. Like, they got their outfielder, and Judge is gone.
Holy fucking shit. Okay, we're going to have to monitor that.
That's an interesting development. I think will be trade rumors.
Why are there no interesting rumors around the Red Sox? I mean, come on.
Hey, man, the Cubs and Twins are in the middle of the Correa Sweepstakes, and Joe is like just watching Jose Abreu and Tommy Canley and Justin Verlander all just float away.
I can honestly say, did not care about Jose Abreu. Okay, I honestly did not care about that.
Doubles machine. I think he would have crushed it in Boston.
He's old. Think as well. He's older.
Yeah, he is, but
and
still a phenomenal hitter.
Power back.
You already have too much shit going on at first base to even worry about that area, so you got to figure that whole situation out.
There is an interesting rumor for you.
Oh boy!
I'll let you finish, and then I got an interesting rumor for you, Joe.
What the Red Sox need right now is starting pitching and outfield help. Because you're not going to win anything with Kike Hernandez, your center fielder. And you do need a left fielder because, honestly, we don't have a left fielder.
Jackie Bradley Jr. is not a good outfielder.
No. He's a good outfielder.
You guys just need a whole
He's good defensively. He is great defensively. At the bat, he's a hold.
Yeah, he might as well just be using a fucking wiffle ball bat. Anyway, here's my thing. I just saw a very interesting rumor that you'd be intrigued by, Joe. The Red Sox are open to trading Bobby Dahlbeck.
I saw that earlier, and that's
Rays
not,
have interest.
New.
That's not
a really new thing. Of course, the Rays are interested. Why wouldn't they?
I saw that the other day. No, Bobby Dahlbeck does feel like he would go to the Rays and just dominate for the rest of his career. Like.
I got no problem with Bobby Dahlbeck. He's all right. He's pretty good defensively. He's not like great, but he's very streaky, and that's the problem with him. He's just streaky.
I'm surprised is he up for arbitration?
No.
Right now, or is he not yet? Okay. He must not yet. Because I feel he's the type of bat that would get non-tendered.
Yeah. He's been in the league like 2 years now, I think. 2 full seasons. 2 or 3.
He's been in longer than that.
He might be. He's just like at this point, his career has been very up and down. Where Red Sox fans have been like, "Yeah, Bobby Dahlbeck, he's the future of the Red Sox," and then other times just like, "What the fuck is this guy doing on the team?" So, by the way, parental warning for this podcast: if there's kids listening, which there should not be.
If there's kids listening to this fucking podcast.
Please don't fuck yourself.
But
we would be lucky.
But that's just how Red Sox fans feel about Bobby Dahlbeck. At times he's like everyone loves him, and other times everyone hates him, and it's coincides with how he's doing at the plate. Like when he was really good last year. Not talking about like this past season, but the season before that, second half of the season, he was phenomenal. Loved him for it, and we were expecting all Red Sox fans were like, "This is going to be this." He finally took that step that he needed to take, and then didn't happen. So
Yeah.
Here's another interesting tidbit. Cody Bellinger has received multi-year contract offers, but plans to sign a one-year deal and hit free agency again next year for agent Scott Boras.
Bellinger is?
That's interesting. That's another player I could see the Yankees sneaking in and getting. If you did, if you were to decide for a multi-year contract, that could be a really sneaky offer because is he a lefty?
I believe he is.
Because if he's a lefty, the Yankees should be all over that. You know how lefties like that fucking bandbox.
They tried that last year with Gallo.
That's true.
Yeah,
they tried that last year with Gallo. He needs to make contact in the first place.
This is going to be an interesting off season. Bellinger going for 1 year contracts. Whew. Sorry about that, Joe.
I honestly hope that something happens with the Red Sox and they do something. I don't care if it's they extend Devers for 10 years, which they should.
I hope a move happens within the next 30 minutes before the end of the podcast. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So we can freak out.
Yeah.
I need something to be excited about this year for the Red Sox.
We need something to lose our fucking minds about in general, too.
Yeah. Well, the meeting with Nemo made us lose our mind. Because the pure, even if that was false, like, that is very telling that maybe the Yankees won't be able to get who they want. Might not be able to keep Judge. And if that's the case, suddenly, we all know there's going to be a bidding war for him. Like the offer San Fran gave, that would be the lowest he'd get.
I have a feeling that the writing's been on the wall since they offered him that extension and he said no, that he wants out of New York. The writing's been on the wall since the end of the season.
I think it was very much a lowball offer. But I do agree. Like, it just doesn't seem like he wants to be in New York. It's one of those things that's like, they were talking about legacy, but I feel like they're underrating him, how much he wants out of, or how much he would want out of New York. I'm sure he loves it. I'm sure he loves his teammates, loves the culture and everything. But for me, it just feels like Aaron Judge kind of wants a change. You know?
Yeah.
Well, like you spend your entire career in one place. Up to this point, after you hit 60 home runs, you might want out, especially in a team that played well and then lost in the playoffs.
Didn't they get swept in the playoffs?
I think the Astros.
Yeah.
They got beat by the Astros again, and Judge wants to be on a team that actually knows how to win and not choke.
Yeah. But with the Judge situation, like, I know not we personally, but reporters say it takes the first big chip to fall that starts these massive signing binges. Like Turner, his signing should launch Swanson, Bogarts, and Correa is signing within the next 2-3 days.
What I think is going on, why some of these other Bogarts and Correa haven't signed, is their agent. And I think that's the main reason why they haven't signed with anybody is because of their agent.
Probably.
I definitely think Scott Boras is the dude is a mastermind. Like he's so intelligent with contracts and his players. He wants the absolute best deals for his players, and he also does take into consideration where they want to go, which is why Correa, I imagine, hasn't gone out and just signed with the Giants or with the Cubs or whoever or the Yankees, because I think he's taking into consideration too that Correa liked Minnesota, and he really enjoyed all
enjoyed
of the
playing there.
Enjoyed playing there. He would also enjoy, I'm sure, San Francisco and all these other beautiful areas. But the reason he hasn't signed is because of that. Like, I think he wants to give the Twins the fair shot as he did play for them last year.
Yeah. Well,
instead of just signing outright, which is like what Scott Boras likes to do on occasion.
Yeah. More to that, though. Like, I'm also wondering, is Judge waiting for Correa to sign, and is Correa waiting for Judge to sign? So,
in the meantime, like Bogarts is going to sign, and they're both going to be unhappy because.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally get what you're saying too. Like,
it feels like they are waiting on one another, and I have a feeling, and this may be entirely wrong, but if I were a betting man, I'd be willing to say that if Correa or Judge signs first, the other is going to look at that team as their primary landing spot. Like, it's just.
Well, okay, I'm gonna raise you this because right now the Twins are looking like the favorite, the odds-on favorite right now to actually retain Correa, which is very interesting because a lot of people are saying they're not. Right now, the Twins are at 3-2 odds to re-sign him, which is higher than the Cubs, Giants, Dodgers, Yankees, and Red Sox.
Yeah.
But if the Twins get Correa, they're not getting Aaron Judge.
Why do you say that?
Because first off, the Twins have the Twins are planning on spending they usually only spend about $150 million per year right now. Signing Judge at $30 million, they would have to pay. Yeah, 30 plus million a year. They'd have to pay Judge. Like if the low ball, if the Twins are willing to go as high as $35 million per year.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Judge is going to want more than that.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing Judge is going to get more than that. And I'm guessing the Twins aren't going to want to spend, $80 million on two players when they can supplement around Aaron Judge with signings like Michael Conforto or Brandon Nimmo or just supplement around that, or even Mitch Haniger. Hell, if the Twins sign Correa, I'm all for Haniger.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they would, just because you would have two of the
cast of the offseason.
It would but you think, who would want to go to a team with Correa and Judge? Like, I'm sure you could get a lot of great pitchers, or even just good who need a change of scenery. They'll want to go and play with Correa and Judge because they're both pretty respected, I believe, by the other players. And that's the entire thing. Get Correa and Judge, maybe someone like DeGrom says, I'll go to that team, I'll take a smaller deal or team-friendly deal. Just because you have 3 and 4
Judge ain't taking a team-friendly deal, though.
What?
Judge ain't taking a team-friendly deal, though.
Oh, I know he won't.
That's what you're saying, because he's gonna want the big-time check, unless you.
I'm not talking about Judge.
Okay.
Not talking about Judge taking the team-friendly deal. I'm talking about pitchers like a DeGrom or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could definitely see a Rodon taking a team-friendly deal if it is to make his team that much better.
Yeah.
Or the team he wants to go to that much better.
So it is legitimately one of those things where, like I said before, Turner should have kickstarted a massive signing bench, but he really didn't.
Yeah, he did not.
So So I think
because I was watching MLB Network all day, and the only two breaking deal moves were Verlander and Turner on the bottom of the screen, and that was it. Like,
yeah. So
and I don't even know.
What's up, Matt?
Don't mean to cut you off, but I don't even know if we're going to have any more moves for the rest of any more big moves for the rest of the winter meetings. I don't know if that's going to happen. I could honestly see some players moving all the way into January.
Yeah.
Just because that, like, sometimes that just happens. That kind of just drags out. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't necessarily see Correa going into January because I predicted a few weeks ago that he would sign within a few weeks. Like this was like after the Twins. After I heard the Twins made him the offer, or all the offers, like the several different offers, I predicted he would sign within a few weeks to the end of the year. Like, he'll sign before January was my initial prediction. Now, I've also said, or I've also kind of predicted that if that doesn't happen, it will definitely be before February.
Yeah.
He'll definitely sign in January, which is where the Twins do a lot of their best business is in January. That's when they signed Donaldson. That's when they traded for Kenta Maeda, and that's oftentimes when they get their biggest deals done.
Yeah.
And so it'll be very interesting. However, I could also see a world where the next few days here in the winter meetings just goes absolutely bananas. Like,
it happened a couple of years ago.
It did.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. Like,
and I could absolutely see Judge, or I could absolutely see Judge signing today. I could absolutely see Correa signing today. I could absolutely see Rodon signing today, or Bogarts, or Swanson. I don't know if they'll all sign, but certainly at least a few of them.
Yeah. And this winter meeting session, I don't think we've had one this entertaining so far. Because, again, spending or signing binges, all that good stuff, like that usually happens after a big deal. But now with Judge and Correa, it's hard to really sit there and say, okay, Turner signed. Here's the next 5 big signings. Because as much as I like Turner, like we already spoke of the greatest threat.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where
I think that keeping people at bay with this whole offseason is the fact that in a few months we got the World Baseball Classic coming up.
Yeah,
and that will be great too. I will definitely be watching that.
It's kind of taking attention off the whole, like, well, for some of them, taking off the whole attention of no signings or whatever.
Yeah. Like what happened with Harper and Manny Machado.
Yeah. But speaking of the World Baseball Classic, you guys heard that they're going to have teams face MLB clubs?
Interesting. As like exhibition warm-ups for spring, I would guess.
Yeah. It would be in Arizona and Florida at the spring training homes, and it would happen like right before the Classic started. So yeah, like I just know this is going to be one of those years where a lot's going to be decided within the next 2 months, and I love it.
On a related note, somewhat sort of, today is the draft lottery. They're going to be drawing the teams later tonight for the draft lottery, which will be very interesting. That'll be quite cool when that. Or hearing what teams got what spot. I'm imagining the teams that have the best odds will get the first overall. But I can also see a world where the 0.9% Twins get the first overall pick and somehow manage to retain Correa. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
That's my dream, but who knows?
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It will. I won't be able to watch it because I got to work, but
to be honest, not looking forward to it. I get they're trying to make the draft more exciting. I know they're trying to get the draft to be more exciting and people to get more interested in baseball draft. Thing is, baseball drafts has got
40 plus rounds.
Yeah, and it's just not a lot to really watch. I mean, you can get in. I mean,
very exciting.
It is something to trying to get people interested into the sport and everything. But it seems to me like they're trying too much to be NFL-ish, and you're not going to get as much.
NBA, yeah.
NFL.
NFL doesn't have a fucking lottery draft.
No, but I believe that there were talks of adding one at some point, but
I don't like it for the NFL draft because when you're the worst team in football, you should get the best player available in the draft to try to make you better. That way you're not just forever being awful. You're not you're at least getting some talent in a bad season. Whereas the MLB draft, since it takes so much longer for players to develop, players to get better, players to actually turn into something.
Yeah.
I like it a lot more because those players then aren't making as immediate of an impact as, say, the best player, the best quarterback in the NFL draft getting taken first overall. It makes more sense to me for baseball to have a lottery because it's just so much. It makes it a lot more interesting. It adds in a level of excitement
for everything.
And it also, again, it gives you that sense of oh shit, our team got the first overall this year. They actually have to develop. I don't like it for the NBA because, again, the NBA, the bad teams or the good teams are oftentimes going to beat the bad teams, and the bad teams will get should get the first overall pick to immediately impact their team.
The thing with the NBA is they have 2 rounds of their draft, so it's pointless.
That's fair.
Oh great, you heard the first overall pick. Cool, you get 2 rounds of it. Let's see you develop them.
That's
just
fair.
It's just stupid to me. Copy that.
Josh Bell and the Guardians are in agreement on a 2-year contract. That's a very interesting move. Jeff Passan with Josh Bell, yeah.
Oh,
not
damn.
really a Passan bomb, but interesting move for the Guardians there. At least something happened on this. Something happened in real time for us.
Yeah, I expect him to. I expect Mancini to get signed first before Bell. So
yeah, I imagine he'll get signed here pretty soon too. Then if Josh Bell is pretty clearly, or at least to me, was the second best first baseman on the market.
Yeah,
behind Jose Abreu. Now you move on to Trey Mancini, who's outfield first base, kind of he can play either of them. More of a first baseman now that he's getting older, but
and
that's a very interesting move.
He's an interesting option for a lot of the teams that are in the shortstop sweepstakes.
Oh shit! Josh Bell has an opt-out, $33 million for 2 years opt-out. That's very interesting as well.
Okay, so about 16.5 per. So,
and he'll likely, if he plays well, of course, he'll get he'll hit free agency again and see if he can get a bigger deal.
Yeah. So,
is it a player option
or really was revolutionary? Anyway,
yeah.
I don't know where Joe went.
That'd be it.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking too. That's a decent note to end on. Even though he didn't sign with any of our teams, that would have been even more exciting. Regardless.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you did enjoy this episode of the BallPark Winter Meetings Edition. Always a great time talking with these guys about baseball, especially arguing with each other about where Carlos Correa is going to sign. It's going to be the Twins. You both know it.
Yeah. Before we finish signing off, I do want to say, should there be any surprise signings like Judge or Correa or anybody like that, there will be a holy shit episode.
Yes, there will be. I will be doing a holy shit later tonight after work if a big signing happens.
Yeah. And if any, I may join.
Yeah, we might have a 2-man episode for once.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen often, but that'll be very interesting. Regardless, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. Thank you all for watching. Please check out the Redbubble store. It is up. Links, I'm sure, will be in the description somewhere.
Thank you, Megan.
Links to our medias. Yes, thank you, Megan. Should be a pretty chaotic episode for you to edit.
After finding out I missed lunch yesterday at work. And I can already predict her message after hearing that.
Yeah. She's a... Yeah. I don't know if there was quite as much chaos as normal, but regardless, thank you, Megan. We love you. You're doing a great job with all these videos.
Please don't hurt me.
And please subscribe, like, and comment what you guys think. I don't know what you guys think the next move is going to be. And that's all I got.
Now, Trey Mancini signs.
Trey Mancini will probably be the next signing. On that note, we will catch you all on the flip side.